Good morning, everyone. Another video for the Champions League Fantasy, game day 5. For this video, I will share my 2 cents about the wildcard. I made another video earlier. My last video was about the Limitless, where I provide the best Limitless card, in my opinion. And today would be the wildcard. I already kind of explained a couple videos like the strategy I was going with regard to wildcard versus Limitless. Especially for the Limitless, you can check my last video. I will put the link. I will put the link in the comment section. For the wildcard, especially as we are now in game 5. So I think there's, for me, I think there's two realistic options. One is to use the wild card in game 5, I mean, this week. This will help give you the opportunity to update your squad to game 5 and 6, since after this you will have Limitless for all before we go to the next round. And also, it will help with all the news about all what we know that some team already made it to the next round, and based on that you can try to kind of get a lineup that will be helping in both game 5 and game 6. The other option, which is like also very popular or make a lot of sense, is to leave it until the playoff phase. Most likely in the quarterfinal. So what's happened is, like, in game, you have the Limitless, you go for the round 16, and then usually you have the Limitless, so that's fine. But then after this, you might lose, I don't know, 50% of your lineup because maybe the team you rely on didn't make it to the next round. In this case, in the quarterfinal, you can use the wild card. I'm not really a fan of using wild card for only game 6, because for me, in my world, like, wild card is a little bit for medium long term, and should be at least for 2 games. And usually it's very common to use 5 and 6 because as I said, by round 5 you get a lot of rotation, especially due to team like Ajax, like Bayern München, like Liverpool, who already made it the next turn. Some of them, they are like at a very at least they are very high chance that they will be first in their group. So that's also helped to kind of manage this kind of rotation. A lot of players, they might be like a good pick, like, for example, I don't know, Lebedonsky, Salah, like an obvious pick. But now with the rotation, with the news you can get, you might say, okay, they are not playing, or they're really a small chance they will be playing. You don't want to waste, I don't know, 11 million or 10 million, and a player is not going to play. And game 6 is going to get worse, because in game 6, more team, they will make it to the next round. Like Manchester City, if they win this week, they will be guaranteed to be in the first position. So they might do heavy rotation. So that's the reason why I think most likely for me, it's either I'm not going to use the wild card until the quarterfinal, or I will be using it for this week. And I think most likely I'll be using it for this week. And I think it's depending, each one depends on who are you competing against, who are you targeting. In my situation, I feel like if I keep my current lineup and only use 2 changes, or like get one hit, I might left behind. So that's why I think most likely I'm gonna go with the wild card. So that was a bit of an explanation about my strategy. I just want to go back also the last week to see how my team did. It's always good to know where you are at and then where are you going. So last week I used the Limitless. I would say I'm satisfied and overall, except that the second day when I did my coaching about who should be called from the bench, it didn't work for me. As you can see, I have about 34 to 30, 27, 37 points that stayed on the bench. So which is really a lot. So it's, and even Foden, like game king of the game. Anyway, so that's really leave kind of a feeling of really frustration. But I think in general, 107 for Limitless is really good, and it's just like a decision that we make at the time by with the information we have. So overall, I think was a good day. So now the wild card. The wild card is a bit similar to the Limitless. Is about you target easy fixture and you target player that you know you will provide good yield. They will provide really good stat. And in this case, we're only talking about 2 games because after this will be Limitless for all the managers. So here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to look at the fixture, and not only to look for one game, but to look for both games, to look for match day 5 and match day 6. Bayern München, we can say it's easy fixture. Bayern will go with rotation, but they will still be a good team. So it will be like fair to target 2 players from Bayern München. The reason you might be conservative with Bayern, so they already guaranteed the first place this week. Can you imagine for the next week? The next week it might be even a heavier rotation. It might not, because they're playing against Barcelona. They might want like to align all players because like it's kind of a classical, and it's it's with high visibility game, but still it's a risk. So I would say 2 player, but again, you wait until you see the confirmed lineup, because in this case we know that that Bayern München will play a little bit earlier compared to other teams, so you can have the confirmed. Manchester United, I think other than really Cristiano Ronaldo is like a sure value. I don't see it as an easy fixture. Barcelona and Benfica is easy. It's hard to predict. Atalanta is an easy fixture, so we can target a couple players on that. We'll say most likely maybe some offensive defender, like either right wing or left wing. We will see. Salzburg, maybe 1 player from Salzburg. It's hard to predict. Salzburg is a bit unstable. They're not consistent, but they always score, and they have really young offensive like scoring players. So we might target 1 player or something like that. Sevilla, Wolfsburg is really hard to predict, and most of this kind of assessment I did in my previous video about the Limitless, so you can look at that. So I will go a bit faster. Chelsea and Juventus. Okay, so Chelsea and Juventus is a very, very hard squad, but in the same time, the next game they have easy games, right? So you might want to kind of have like enough player from Chelsea, as Chelsea is a favorite to win against Juventus already. We know it's going to be very, very like small score. I won't be surprised if 1-0. So you can even take a bit of risk by having like maybe two defenders from Chelsea. But at the same time, the next game they will play against, I believe, against Malmo. And it's going to be really Malmo or Zenit. I would say Zenit, but still, it's going to be an easy fixture. So you kind of take in 2 games, right? And here, game 6, now PSG become an easy fixture against Club Brugge. Will all depend also if PSG is guaranteed to be first or second. Depend really on the result of. But if really, most likely it's going to be an easy fixture. Manchester City also depend if they're gonna make it. Then they already like if the game will be important or not. But it has both of them. They have really the benefit or like the asset that you can see the confirmed lineup. So this can be potentially easy. Liverpool, it's hard to play with AC Milan. Liverpool, the same like Bayern mentioned, they're already guaranteed right now to be in first position. So it's going to be really hard to predict, especially for game 6. That can be an easy fixture, but again, yeah, you might want to go target one player because maybe the goalkeeper, maybe because like they have kind of a difficult game against Lisbon this week, and they don't have Haaland, so it's really a question mark. Ajax, same thing as Liverpool and Bayern München, is the game 6 already. Against Besiktas, I think I will target some player, but you don't know the 6 games if the rotation will be even heavier. Like Ajax, they need only 1 point this week to guarantee to be sure to be the first in the group. So maybe after this it will be heavy rotation. So, but Real Madrid is a really good one because they have good fixture in game 5 against Sheriff, and at the same time they are playing home against Inter. I think Madrid, they got Inter Milan numbers, and they're really in a good. Madrid are in good form currently, and it will still be an important game. So you know that Madrid will put their their best lineup. So to summarize, I think I have an idea about what's my wild card will be. So I think the first thing Bayern München is playing. They have an easy fixture. They are playing early. You can have the confirmed lineup. So if Lewandowski is playing, there is no way I will ignore Lewandowski. So I will have Lewandowski. Now Madrid is an easy fixture this week, and also in like even against Inter Milan, they are the favorite, and it's games will matter. So for now, I will go with Benzema. And to be honest, I'm hesitating between to double like the attack in Madrid. Just it's really hard to talk about Benzema without Vinicius. So I will go with Vinicius as well. Again, that might change, depend also if Lewandowski is playing or not. Depend also, it's, it will depend on the other game and what Bayern München will have in their lineup. So since we are talking about Madrid, I think it will make sense to go. And for this common week, I'm not really will focus on the goalkeeper. I don't think they are that important, as long as you can really predict some clean sheet from your defender. I think you should be good. And it's really hard to predict which goalkeeper will have the clean sheet this year or this week. Sorry. So I don't want to like spend money on the goalkeeper. So I will keep it until the end. But since we are talking about Madrid, I think it will make sense to go with a defender from Madrid. I won't be surprised, or like I'm predicting that Madrid will have clean sheet for both games, Sheriff and against Inter Milan. So I could go with Courtois. 6.2 is, I found it a bit expensive. So I would go with Militao. He's now the leading scorer for Madrid. We know how ball recuperation or recovering is very important in Champions League fantasy. So he's really good at that, and it is kind of cheaper compared to Alba. So I will go with Militao. So now I have 3 players from Real Madrid. If Sani, maybe not Sani, is a bit expensive, but I will watch to see the confirmed of Bayern München, and I think I will go with someone like Coman. I think Coman didn't play the first couple games and he's kind of rested, so I don't think he will be rotated versus Sani, who played all the game. So here, if I look for Coman, it says that he's doubtful. But again, if he's playing, I will align him. Otherwise, I will look for something a bit cheaper. I might go to defense and go for Davis, or I may go with Sani if I find a spot, or Gnabry if I find a spot to get him in. So now I have Bayern München and Madrid, and I said Atalanta is an easy fixture, but at the same time they are playing Villarreal, which is like not really that hard. So I will target a player or two from Atalanta, most likely I think one player. And I just have this defender who is really showing a lot of attack inside, and he's really participating all the game, but most importantly, he's really cheap. Here I'm talking about Zappacosta. Zappacosta, maybe his numbers is not as, how to say, as explosive or as extraordinary as other, but again, in the same time, he has really good price, and also they have a very easy fixture. And this, I think, is a left wing. Is really just all in attack, and most likely Atalanta will play the 3-4-3 or the 3-5-2, and you can consider him as a midfielder. I predict he's gonna do some really good job this coming 2 weeks, and it's also very nice price. So I think I will go also with the goalkeeper of Atalanta. I think not necessary that they are known for clean sheet, but it's really something very possible. And he's playing the first day, so even if they don't get a clean sheet, I might rely on another goalkeeper. Okay, so here, how about Manchester City? As I said, Manchester City have a very hard lineup fixture, but at the same time, PSG is not really that great defensively. They didn't get any clean sheet, and I think an average of 2 goals each games in the Champions League. And other reason, the 3 like superstar in the front, the team, it's not really that great. So, and the second reason is and after this, Manchester City will have an easy fixture, relatively, playing against Leipzig. So I tend to keep Foden, and there's no way I can ignore Cancelo, because he's literally the best player Manchester in Manchester right away. So here we'll go with Cancelo. Okay, so now I have 2 players from Manchester City. I really, if I had enough money, or I would love to have maybe Mbappe here, but it's just expensive. It doesn't fit really on my lineup. So here I talked about how Chelsea defense is always a sure value. I could easily either go with something is sure. I know Rudiger will play both game, and Chilwell also, I know, is now is #1 right wing, and I think he will play for sure tomorrow, and also he's gonna play the other game. So I will go with Chilwell and Rudiger. So now I have my defense. Yeah, I have all my defender, and now what I still need is the midfield. I think now we need to kind of not forget about some hot player, And Konku, he just, as you can see, it's like phenomenal. Like other than really this game where I think maybe didn't score any goal. Let's see. Okay, 3-2, but didn't get. But that's playing in PSG in Paris. But other than this, look at that: 20 point, 9 point, 12 point. He scored or assists in every single game, except the game at PSG. And it's kind of an easy fixture for him. Bruges, it's they don't really have solid defensive way, and I think a lot of potential for them to score, for him to score or to provide assists. So here, kind of my lineup, the core of my lineup, it's almost there. Now I'm looking for a day to the 24. I think I'm gonna keep Kabul for Borussia Dortmund for the reason is like it's a hard game against Lisbon, and there's a chance it can finish 0-0. But at the same time, the last game they have an easy fixture against Besiktas. Besiktas really they couldn't really compete in this group. They lost all their games so far, and they don't really have a lot of attacking threats. So I think that can be a good option, but especially it's quite cheap. As I said, I am not planning to spend a lot of money on the goalkeeper right now. So now what I still have, or what I still need, is the midfielder, and I have about 11.8 left with some really good midfielder, but I think still need some player that they made their proof, and they always have good scoring in in all the games. And here, like even though it's not an easy fixture, but I will definitively get a player from Salzburg just because they scored in all the games. They're really young, scoring player, and they're just playing Lille, where they're not really good offensively, and also they have couple defender missing in the lineup for this game. I think I will keep the same player that I had, which is not really good with names, but I know which one. Probably that's the one that most of the manager they have already. So let's see here. Yeah, this guy, Seawald. He's good, a lot of ball recovering, and as I said, he's quite stable. So I'm gonna keep this guy. Nothing spectacular, but still quite consistent. So if I can go and look for 5 point or 4 point or 5, it's still good. Okay, so now, oh sorry, I didn't choose it. Here we go. So now, and he's playing the first days. It's like I try also to have at least like half of the squad playing the first day at least. And now I still have 7 million. Oh, that's a good one. So there's also Inter Milan. We can say it's like they have a good fixture. They are playing Besiktas that really lost all their last 3 games or 4 games with really wide score. I think they're really just they are just not really in the competition. But in the same time, we have to be a bit careful because this is Besiktas. They are just unpredictable. They are not consistent, and sometimes it's just like they're good at creating upset. Especially they're really in love with the Europa League. I won't be surprised if they really are motivated to create the surprise for the next 2 games and make it to the Europa League. So, but still, like I like this player Inter Milan, who is really doing very good lately, which is I think Brokovic. Yeah, Brokovic 6.8. Look at his amazing stat, like 6. This one, obviously probably didn't have any score, but just this and this, and he was the best play, the king of the game for the last 2 games. So I will go with him, and that gives me this lineup. I still have 0.2 million. I just want to make a comment here is that even though it's a wild card, but it doesn't mean what worked for me can work for you, because it's all about how much money you have in the bank, right? I had 3.7 in the bank, so it's not like as if I have 100. So, but I'm just trying I was trying to share my, how to say, to share my, strategy or my thinking how I'm gonna go with the wild card. So this is my wild card. I'm pretty, which is so normal. Every time we do a lineup, we're pretty optimistic. But I think I look at my lineup and I see all the player most likely will be involved in 2 games, and they will have chance to score with some relative easy fixture in 2 games and in the 2 weeks 5 and 6. So that's gonna be most likely my wild card. Obviously, I'm gonna confirm, as usual, I'm gonna confirm my lineup tomorrow just after I hear about the confirmed lineup from Bayern München, maybe from Manchester United. But most likely, that's a bit the core of my my wild card if I go with the wild card. So let me know your opinion. Let me know if I miss any player. Let me know if I'm taking any risk with certain players. Maybe you think I'm crazy to not put Salah in the lineup. Maybe you think Fernandes or maybe Kimmich, or although Kimmich is not playing for COVID quarantine or something like that. But yeah, I just wanna hear your comments. See if you have an alternative. I would be also glad to answer any question. If you like this video and the previous video with the Limitless, please don't hesitate to hit that subscribe button, and more especially just share with me your thought in the comment section. That's it, and good luck for another exciting week. And yeah, let's go and get the work done. The year is still long, but I think we can do some damage in the first round. So yeah, let's focus on that. All right, ciao.